Hello students, I'm here with another video from the new chapter of class 7th NCERT book, that is reproduction in plants. Now before starting today's video, I would like to tell you all that in this chapter what all topics are to be covered. So we move on to the first slide, which shows you the topics which are to be covered in this lesson. So here the first topic which is to be covered is the introduction of this chapter, which I am going to give you as the the intro of the chapter I will be given. Then after that, what is the concept of reproduction, that I am going to explain. After that, we are going to see about the types of reproduction, that is the asexual mode of reproduction. Within this topic we need to study about the various modes of reproduction, that is the budding, fission, fragmentation, regeneration. Then second broad topic which we need to cover is this sexual mode of reproduction, where we are going to study the steps of sexual mode of reproduction in plants, that is pollination, fertilization and seed dispersal. So these are the topics which are to be covered in this chapter. Now as I have given previously also, before starting the lesson, I want to give you all a brief background of the chapter, that is the mind map of this chapter. I mean how these topics are to be connected with each other. So this is being shown by a simple ray diagram, which is known as the mind map. Okay, so here is the mind map which is present, which is here means it is going to be presented as here in the picture. Okay, so when you are going to see this, you can observe that you can see that the various pictures are means the various steps of the sexual mode and asexual mode of reproduction could be seen here. I mean to say, this is the introduction part. In this will start from the reproduction in plants, means what do you mean by this word, and then after that we will see the two main types of the modes of reproduction, that is asexual mode of reproduction and sexual mode of reproduction. Fine. Now here in asexual mode of reproduction, we can see that there are different types of asexual mode of reproduction, that is budding, fragmentation, spore formation and vegetative propagation. Now in budding we will study the only example of yeast, whereas it takes place in many organisms, but we need to study here is the only yeast cells. Next is the fragmentation, in which I am going to discuss about one of the algae which undergoes this process of fragmentation. Okay, next thing is that the spore formation is also happening, and this takes place in the molds. Okay, so we are going to study about these only these examples which is given in your NCERT book. Okay, next we will see the mode of asexual mode of reproduction, that is vegetative propagation. Now before telling about this vegetative propagation, I must tell you I will tell you about the what is the meaning of this word vegetative here. Okay, but here in the mind map I just wanted to tell you that these are the only things which we need to study. I mean these are the only topics which we need to study. Okay, so here when in vegetative propagation, we will see there are two modes of vegetative propagation. One is the natural mode of vegetative propagation, which takes place in the vegetables like ginger and potato, and then artificial mode of vegetative propagation is also there, which is taking place in the form of cutting, grafting, layering and tissue culture. Okay, so there are various examples also given here. Then next we will move on to the main branch of this chapter, that will be the sexual mode of reproduction. Okay, which takes place because of the structure because of the part of a plant that is known as the flower. Now flower also are of two types, which is one is bisexual flower and the second one is the unisexual flower. Now I'll tell you about the meaning of these two words. These words will be quite new for you all, that is why it has been introduced here. Okay, I'll tell you about all these things in detail, and when we are going to discuss the lesson. Then after that we will see that there are two main steps of sexual mode of reproduction, that is the pollination and the seed formation. Okay, and here we will study about the pollination which takes place because of the agents, because of the things because of which the pollination is taking place. So there are two types. One is the pollination which is taking place because of insects. Sometime it takes place through wind, and many other agents are also there, which we will discuss in details while proceeding with the lesson. Next next step is the seed formation. Now in seeds, how is the seed formed, how is the fruit being formed, then after that, once the fruit is being formed, how it is going to be dispersed, and how after this, how this seed is going to germinate and give rise to a new plant. Okay, so this is all about the topics which we have seen, which we need to cover in this chapter. These were the topics, and how these topics are interrelated with each other we could see here in the form of these in the steps of this mind map. Okay, now here one more picture is given, that is the picture of flower. I think you all must have studied this section of flower, and this section of means these parts of flower in class 6th. Okay, so please try to recall the pictures, try to recall the diagrams which you have already studied, which will make you it will be a easier way for you all to understand. Okay, now we move on to the next slide, which tells you about the introduction of this chapter. Now in introduction, I must just say that what is the meaning of the word reproduction. Okay, if you talk about the word reproduction, what does it mean? Okay, so this reproduction means it is again made up of two parts. One is re and other is production. Okay, now what is the meaning of the word re? Okay, here we talk about we sometimes your teacher, when your work is not correct, then you get redo in your work, or you get remark in your work. Okay, what is the meaning of the word redo? Redo means you need to do it again. Okay, so your work has to be done again in a neat handwriting, in a good handwriting, or any other problem if it is there in your copy, your teacher writes a redo. Okay, sometimes I also give in your copy when I check it, and I don't feel that the work is not up to the mark. Sometimes you people get redo, isn't it? So here also, what is the meaning of the word re? Again, one more word it is coming in my mind, that is revision. What is the meaning of the word revision? Revision. Vision means to see again, and re means again. Okay, see, vision means to see, and re means again. So redo, re here also means again. Again here revision also, re here also means again. So what is the meaning of this word re? Re means again, repeated. Okay, repeated. So again and again when something is happening, it means it is under the word called re. Here we are using this re word with production. What is the meaning of the word production here? Production means to produce, to make something. Okay, to make something. Now if we are talking about the reproduction, then it means that we are producing something again. What we are producing? We are producing the young ones again. And if we talk about in plants, it means that the plant is being reproduced again and again. So what is being produced? It is the plants are being produced. And if we talk about that plants are being produced, we will say that it produces with the help of the seeds. Okay, and remember that only one kind of the production is taking place. It is not that if we are sowing a mango seed and we get the neem tree. Okay, or if we are sowing the seeds of neem and we are going to get blackberries or blueberries. Okay, or we are going to get grapes. It's not that. It is in the same way, if you are sowing the seeds of mango, you are going to get mango. If you are going to sow the seeds of the blueberry, you are going to get blueberry. Similarly, if you are going to sow the seeds of any tomato, you are going to get tomato. So you will see that the seeds have the capability to give rise to a new plant, and this process of producing a new one is known as reproduction. Okay, now I quickly read out the things which is given here in your slide. As you could see here at the back of this picture. So here is that reproduction is a biological process of all organisms giving rise to new organisms similar to themselves. Please remember this word, they are similar to themselves. Okay, if we talk about, you can see some of the pictures are given here, that a bird is going to give rise to the chick. Okay, here the tiger is going to give rise to their cub, and then here elephants also are going to give rise to their calf. So here you could see that they are going to give rise to their babies in the form of their own kind, if we talk about animals. And similarly we can see that the plants also give rise to a new plant, and it is of their own kind. Please remember this word, it is of their similar kind, it is of their own kind, it is similar to themselves. Fine. Next is the this figure tells you about the reproduction in animals and giving out similar offsprings. Offspring means it is the offsprings means the new generation which they are giving rise to. Okay, so reproduction is the characteristic of all the living organisms to maintain their population. What if only one neem tree was present, if no seeds were there, or if there were no mangoes? How can you see that there are so many trees all around? How can you see that though so many mango trees are there, so many neem trees are there, so many vegetable plants and trees are there? How is it so? It means that there is certain potential, there are certain things which is going to give rise to a new kind, but it is very similar to them. Okay, so if we talk about this potential in the case of plant, that is the seed. Okay, that is only one thing comes in our mind, that is the seed, which helps the plant to produce a new plant of their own kind. Okay, so that is why the plants are going to produce themselves in the similar manner. Okay, so when we talk about we'll talk about more things in this reproduction chapter when we will move forward in this lesson. Okay, now if I say that if you can see the picture here and you could recognize that the elephant is going to give rise to baby elephant, tiger is going to give rise to their own kind, birds are going to give rise to their own kind. It's not that from a bird some other types of animal could take place. Okay, it could take birth, I mean to say. Next thing is that we are only dealing with the plant reproduction here in this chapter. Okay, we are only dealing with the plant reproduction. Remember that. You are going to study about the animal reproduction in the next class. So we will just talk about the reproduction in plants, how the plants are going to generate with the help of seeds. There are certain processes where you will see that seeds are not involved at all. Now here only we will study about the two types of reproduction in details. Now I move on to the next slide, that is the modes, that is going to tell you about the modes of reproduction. The modes of reproduction, there are two main modes of reproduction. One is the asexual mode of reproduction, and the second is the sexual mode of reproduction. Now what is the meaning of the word asexual mode of reproduction? Okay, so asexual mode of reproduction means the new generation, new organisms of a plant is going to generate without seeds. Okay, please remember that the plants are going to be generated without the seeds. Okay, so this means in this we are talking about asexual mode of reproduction, which means that it is going to give rise to a new plant without the process, without the use of the seeds. Okay, so and sexual mode of reproduction means the new generation, the new organisms are going to develop with the help of the seeds. Okay, so this is about the two major types of reproduction which we need to study in this chapter. Okay, so please remember that there are certain other modes of reproduction, but there are two modes, that is, one is asexual mode of reproduction and the other one is the sexual mode of reproduction. Okay, we'll just go in details of this of these two modes in the upcoming slide. Okay, Now if we move on to the next slide, you'll come to know that what kinds of reproduction and how the reproduction is taking place. Fine. So here you could see that there are two modes of reproduction, means the two broad headings are there, which means that we need to study this asexual mode of reproduction and sexual mode of reproduction. Okay, now here I am talking, here you could see that the complete potato is kept, from there some plants are going to come out, and these plants are the new ones which is going to be developed because of the part which is other than seed. Okay, it is because it is other than seeds. Okay, so we'll just continue with this, that what is the asexual mode of reproduction and what is the meaning of the sexual mode of reproduction in details. Okay, now I move on to the next slide. Here also it tells us that reproduction means it is a production of a new individual with which is very similar to their parents. Okay, which is very similar to their parents. Fine. Now there are two parts, there are two types of parts in the plant. One is the vegetative part, another one is the reproductive part in the plant. Now what are the reproductive, what is the reproductive part of a plant? That is flowers which are present in the plant. These work as the reproductive part, whereas the vegetative parts of the plant are those which is other than flowers. Okay, so the part like roots, stem, leaves, all these are the vegetative part, whereas we talk about the reproductive part, it means we are talking about only about the flowers. Okay, so I'll just tell you about all these things again when I'll explain about vegetative propagation. Okay, next we will go in detail the first topic, that is the type of reproduction. The first type which we need to discuss is the asexual mode of reproduction, which I told you that it takes place without the help of the seeds. Okay, it is without the help of the seeds. Next is the sexual mode of reproduction, which takes place in because of the presence of the seeds. Okay, in plants it is taking place because of the presence of seeds. Now where are these seeds produced? These seeds are produced in the flowers. Okay, so I'll just come up with all the ideas, and I'll tell you that how these two modes of reproduction takes place in the plants. Okay, now we move on to the next slide. The first topic which we need to discuss in the asexual mode of reproduction is this budding. Okay, so the first which we are going to discuss is the budding. Fine. So asexual mode of reproduction is of different types, as you could see here in the mind map. It is given here also that asexual mode of reproduction is of different types. One is budding, second is fragmentation, then the spore formation is there. Okay, so these three mainly four types of asexual mode of reproduction which you need to study is this budding, fragmentation, then spore formation, and then vegetative propagation. So I am just telling you about the budding first. What is the meaning of this word budding? And if you remember, what is the meaning of the word bud? Where is this bud produced? Bud is known as unopened flower. Okay, it is unopened flower which is very delicate. Okay, which is very delicate, which is very small, and which needs to be protected, and it is a very small structure which comes out from the plants. Okay, so this bud is a very unopened flower in the case of plant. But if I am talking about budding in yeast, what is the meaning of the word yeast here? Now yeast is again a type of fungi. As you could see mushrooms in the market, and you could see that in the dead and decaying plants, you can see the mushrooms are growing very easily. Molds are growing on the bread if you keep the things like that for some time in summer especially. You will see that new organisms are coming, new organisms are being developed. It is the small in the form of small projections and different types of patches it develops. Okay, so you could see very easily that these fungi are growing everywhere, and these fungi are going to reproduce. Why they are growing in a very large number? As you could see that Once you see a small portion on a bread, a patchy portion on the stale bread you could see. So what happens at the next morning, you will see a big patch is present on the bread. Why? How it is happening? This is happening because because of the budding which is taking place, because of the spore formation which is taking place, a large number of plants are growing over it. Plants means fungi are also a type of plant, but these are non-green plants. They don't have chloroplast. That is why they are growing on the dead organic matter. So here we are dealing only with the fungi. So this fungi is having the yeast cell. This yeast cell is having the structure which is very similar to this picture. It is having the nucleus, it is having cytoplasm. As I have discussed about the chapter, as I have discussed about the structure of cell in the previous chapter, when we were studying about the cells, I told you that these are the building blocks and these are the very basic unit of our life, and it consists of three parts. The cell membrane, okay, it was cell membrane, then it was nucleus, then it was the cytoplasm. Okay, and why is this nucleus, cytoplasm and cell membrane were present, and these were made the basic structure of a cell. Here also the same things are present. Here cell, in yeast cell the cell wall is there because it is a plant cell, and then it is having vacuole, the space is there. Okay, then food vacuoles are also present, then cytoplasm, nucleus, and this is representing the single yeast cell. And if I talk about yeast, you have studied this yeast is useful in the baking industry. In the baking industry, where you can make cakes by adding yeast to it. It is helpful for making bread, it is help for making jalebis, it is help for making dosas, it is going to help in making many items which is being produced in the bakery shops. Okay, and if you go and buy some yeast, you can buy easily from the confectionery shop where you could where the baking is taking place. Okay, so these yeasts are very important, and these are the fungi where the budding is taking place. Now where is this budding and how is this budding taking place? So budding is a kind of asexual mode of reproduction. Okay, so this is a kind of asexual mode of reproduction. And why we are saying this as budding? Because here, so here what is happening, the bud is coming out, a projection like structure. Projection means an outgrowth, a projection is seen. Okay, a small projection called bud is formed on the yeast cell. As you could see, this is a yeast cell. A small structure is coming out from the main yeast plant, main yeast cell, that is a bud. Okay, so this bud is going to grow. Once it is fully grown, it is going to be detached from the cell, from the yeast cell, and a new cell of yeast is formed in this manner. So this is how budding is taking place. So this bud grows and become a new yeast cell, and the new yeast cell is going to produce more new yeast cells. This is how it is going to be generated in a very faster rate, and you could see that the dough is rising. Why the bread dough is going to rise, or the cake dough is going to rise in a few hours? And this is because the yeast cell is multiplying very quickly, and because of the quick multiplication, because of the new buds which is being it is arising from the yeast cells, it is going to grow very fast, and then it is going to give rise to a new plants, new yeast cells. Okay, so the two words which you need to study here is, this is the main plant, means this is the yeast cell, this is the main yeast cell, or this is known as the parent yeast cell. Okay, so this is the parent cell, and from the parent cell a bud is coming out. So this is a new bud, and this is known as the daughter cell. Okay, this is called the daughter cell, or this is known as the bud, which is going to grow and give rise to a new plant, new yeast cell, and this grows, and again it is going to show budding, and it is going to give rise to a new cell. Okay, new yeast cells. So this yeast is going to give rise to either a single bud or multiple buds. Okay, it is going to give rise to multiple buds. Now what is the meaning of single and multiple? Single bud means only one bud is coming out at a time, and multiple bud means it is going to give rise to many buds at the same time. A chain of buds are going to arise from the yeast cell. It is happening because one bud is not going to be detached from the new plant, from the parent plant, and then again a new bud is going to generate just above the previous one. So at the same yeast cell, many of the small buds are going to be generated, and this phenomenon is known as multiple budding. And where the similar only single cell is going to be generated, this is known as the single budding, or it is only known as budding. Okay, so here budding is very easy to understand. Budding means it is a small bud which is coming out from the yeast cell, and yeast cells are fungi. Okay, there are many other cells which helps in the budding process. Many fungi are there which is going to be reproducing with the help of the by the budding process. Okay, so this is a very simplest form of asexual mode of reproduction, where a parent cell is present under the prevailing condition, under the good condition, like the food is available, the water is available, proper temperature is available. It is going to give rise to a new bud, and this new bud is going to grow for some time, and then it is going to be detached from the parent plant. This grows again and give rise to a new yeast cell. Okay, and this is a fully grown yeast cell. So this becomes a fully grown yeast cell. Again this give rise to a new buds, and this again is going to grow in a fully grown yeast cell. This is how the continuous multiplication of the yeast cell is happening, because of which you can see that the dough of any bakery product is going to rise in a few hour time. Okay, so in few hours only you could see that the dough is rising. And why it is rising? Because this is going to respire in the form of means they are going to respire because of the absence of oxygen. And once the absence of oxygen is taking place, then what happens? This is going to give rise to carbon dioxide is going to produce. Now this produces carbon dioxide because of the fermentation reaction. Okay, so this fermentation reaction is going on, because of which the yeast cell is producing this carbon dioxide, which tries to come out from the dough, but it is not able to come out very quickly. So it when we are baking the things, it is going to escape from the dough, and which makes the dough porous. Okay, so the pores are going to be made, and then it is going to be soft. Once the dough is soft, we are going to bake it. So this carbon dioxide is going to be released. This releases after its release, what happens? The dough becomes fluffy, and okay, so the dough becomes fluffy, soft and porous, and because of which you can see that it is going to give you a new taste. And after baking, this yeast cells are going to escape this CO2, and which is going to give you a good taste of the bakery product. So this was a very easy, means this is the first mode of reproduction where the simple organisms are going to reproduce, and this is a form of asexual mode of reproduction. Okay, now this is very easy to understand, as I told you that this is taking place in the yeast. And please remember that this is given in your book also, in your NCERT book also, where you could see that yeast cell is going to develop a new bud, and this is going to give rise to a new plant. Okay, so this was one of the mode of asexual mode of reproduction. And next mode will be the fragmentation, where the algae are going to develop. Here we have talked about the yeast cells. Okay, means we have talked about the fungi, and next we'll talk about the algae, where this algae is going to develop into a new plant by the process of fragmentation. Okay, so how this is taking place? In this method, the algae is present, and this algae is going to live in the water. What happens in some conditions? This algae gets broken up into two parts. Okay, once this is broken up into two parts, the next half, means the part which is being broken down, is going to develop the the remaining half, which from where it was broken, means it is going to be completely formed. It is going to be completely formed from where it was broken up. Okay, so please remember this. Fragmentation again, it is a long word and it is made up of two words. Fragment means it is a small piece. Fragment means a small piece, and this small piece is of what? The small piece is of algae, which is going to be broken down because of some or the other reason. And once this is broken down, this after breaking down, what happens? Two parts are being formed. Once two parts are being formed, then each part is going to develop and form a full new algae. Okay, this is going to form a full newly grown alga. Now how this is being done? As it is a process of asexual mode of reproduction, here no seeds are required. That is why what happens, in this method the plant is going to be broken up. It breaks into two or more fragments. Fragments means small pieces, and each fragment is going to grow into a new plant. As you could see here, this algae is known as Spirogyra. This takes place in Spirogyra. This is again the picture from your NCERT book, where the example of Spirogyra is given. This Spirogyra is a freshwater algae which lives in water, and it could be recognized because of the spiral chloroplast. Okay, so it is having the spiral chloroplast. Chloroplast means it is the green pigment which helps in the photosynthesis. Since it is a green plant, it is going to photosynthesize, and photosynthesis is taking place in the leaves as in the bigger plants, but in algae it is going to take place in this spiral chloroplast in the case of Spirogyra. So the Spirogyra somehow it breaks up. Okay, after this, once it has been broken down into two pieces. Okay, in case if it is two pieces, suppose that this was piece number 1, this is the fragment number 2. Now this fragment one is going to cut from here, and other is going to means one of the fragment is means this is 1, this is second. Now I should change. Okay, so this is the first number, this is the second number fragment. So because of the cutting, so this is first fragment, this is second fragment. As you can understand that if you cut this algae from the mid part, you could see that the first part is not having the lower half, so this develops the lower half, and this chloroplast also develops, and the second part is not having the upper part. Okay, so the second part is not having the upper part. Now what happens? This upper part grows. Okay, and again the chloroplast is going to be formed. So that is why a complete Spirogyra is formed, because of the process of fragmentation. Okay, so this fragmentation is very important in algae, and this algae is going to develop into a new plant because of the process of this fragmentation in the case of this Spirogyra we have taken. Okay, so this is how the fragmentation is being done. Okay children, so this was all about the asexual mode of reproduction, where we discussed about the first asexual mode of reproduction in yeast by budding. Okay, by budding, where single and multiple budding both I have taught you, and then fragmentation. Now these two are the things where the fragmentation is taking place in the Spirogyra. Okay, so the Spirogyra and yeast are the two organisms where asexual mode of reproduction could be seen, but these are the two different modes and which takes place without the involvement of the cells. So this was all about the asexual mode of reproduction according to your NCERT book for class 7th. Okay, so children, that's all for today's video. I will meet you all in the next video with the next topic to be discussed. Thank you.